This is why I have a love-hate relationship with adventure games. Curiosity! Professor's apartment. Here we go. Skip the loud noise.
Huh. Shouldn't have made the effort to come here. No one and nothing seems to be here. Maybe she's waiting inside.
No, I'm waiting here.
You?
It's her.
Murderer! You killed Petrenko and tried to blame it on me!
Wait a second. I hoped you came to find the truth and not to blame me. Especially since you don't know all the facts.
Maybe I don't know everything, but I know enough.
Really? And who told you? I suppose No Name bamboozled you like all the rest. Damn bastard!
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't give me that. Damn. Sir here wanted to join the resistance and has taken the first bite he came across. Hasn't it crossed your mind that maybe it's all going too smoothly?
It wasn't that smooth, and I still don't know why I'm standing here with a murderer whose murder I was nearly accused of.
Oh, please. No Name knew from the start that you didn't kill Petrenko. He just needed someone to do the dirty work.
So why should he accuse me? That doesn't make sense.
He was probably testing you. You're a perfect victim for him, and you're neither the first nor the last.
What? How so?
Conspiracy theory.
And who the hell are you preaching to me this way?
Richard, you still don't understand?
How do you know my name?
Richard, I know a lot about you.
Stalker!
Our lives are in fact quite similar.
So what am I to do now?
Look, I didn't help you get into Andorra just out of pure goodwill. I admit you did good work, but without my help you would hardly be speaking with me now.
Why should I believe you really did help me? To get into Andorra wasn't easy at all, and I was the one who managed to do it. No one else was there, so prove I have anything to be grateful to you for.
Well, if I pass over the saving of your life in Andorra, do you think you could just walk around Theolex?
Maybe it seemed a little too easy to me, but don't try to tell me it was you who arranged it.
Certainly not me alone, but the Resistance. The real one.
But that can't be.
It can, Richard. Look, you must have a lot of questions, but this is no place for answering them.
The plot thickens.
Nice place.
Like pudding.
And I thought my place was ugly.
I don't live here. I'm only sleeping over. I can't stay at one place for too long.
I think you should answer some of my questions now, don't you think?
That's why we're here. Ask.
Well, in fact, there's one question that crossed my mind. You know my name, but I don't know yours.
Andrea Raskova. Pleased to meet you. But you must have other questions, don't you?
Indeed.
I don't understand. Why did you murder Petrenko?
I have to apologize for that. Neither me nor the professor wanted you to be blamed for that.
What do you mean, nor the professor? What kind of bullshit is that?
You know, some members of the Resistance have to, whether they like it or not, play on several sides. In the case of the professor, well, it was all the sides. He was helping the Resistance, but had to work for Andorra, Theolex, and even for the state.
Whoa.
But I still don't understand why he had to die because of it.
Look, you surely know that Professor Petrenko established Theolex and was the leading developer of the first android, the type called Michael. That brought him great success and renown, but after the war, Theolex changed. The android started to be used for fighting and oppression, which was something the professor had never wanted. And so the executive board didn't need him anymore. They made him an honorary vice president of the company. He had no executive powers and was moved to the slums.
Ouch.
They only let him work on things they themselves weren't able to do. But he was never allowed to direct any full project again, from its design to realization. He could only work on fragments. And so he started helping the Resistance. But only a little, because he didn't want to draw attention, until some engineers from Andorra paid him a visit. They showed him drawings of a strange device and wanted him to help them understand the technology it used. At first he hesitated. After all, it was Andorra. When Andorra wants something, it's usually something big. But eventually he started to study the drawings, mostly because of the Resistance. He was sending us progress reports regularly, but he wasn't able to find out much.
Now I don't understand it at all. I wouldn't be surprised if the state murdered him. But why you? He was helping the Resistance, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What kind of technology was it?
That's a good question. The professor never had the full description. And it's quite possible that Andorra didn't either.
Okay,
He only
that's
gave us
good.
information about Andorra's probable next steps. For example, that it would start searching for something on the construction sites around Prague. He didn't reveal what it would be, and maybe he didn't even know himself. Until he called me again yesterday afternoon. He absent-mindedly told me that he finally understood the technology. He said it was dangerous, and that it must not get into anybody's hands, and absolutely not into the hands of Andorra. According to him, it was not a weapon, but something much worse.
What
can't be
worse?
I don't know, and we probably won't ever find out, because the professor wanted it that way. He hoped it was not too late and that he was the only one who knew what he had found out. He told me he must prevent anybody from uncovering the secret. But he wasn't able to do it himself, and so he asked me for help.
Oh.
You're telling me the professor asked you to kill him?
That's how it was.
What? And I'm to
Suicide
believe...
assistant,
But then again,
more or less.
on the other hand, it makes sense. When I visited the professor for the first time, he seemed somewhat anxious, as if he was waiting for someone.
Yep.
Yes, he was waiting for me. I saw you and waited until you left, and then I killed the professor. He told me I was in fact helping him to forget. Forever. In short, he was too dangerous. For all of us. If Andorra wished, they could make him tell them everything.
That's for sure. When I returned, police were already there, and they even called a detective. It surprised me, because for other murders, they don't even bother taking the body away.
Yes, it was strange. Even I was surprised. The state itself has probably taken an interest in the technology, and that's no good. Although the professor can no longer tell anybody, I fear he sacrificed himself in vain.
How so?
Why? Are there some of his notes or drawings left?
No, but it seems Andorra continues the research anyway. And because
Fuck.
even somebody like No Name was angered by Professor's death, it means Andorra really wasn't the only one who wished to get their hands on the technology.
Okay, so what? No Name is a fake resistance dude?
Who's No Name, if he isn't with the Resistance?
No Name is one of the best agents of the state. All in all,
Baka.
nobody knows much about him. He came to Prague only recently from somewhere in former Russia. He has the best training.
Russia!
It's said he's trying to destroy the resistance at its roots by murdering selected families. But one time he failed. He's said to be terribly angry because of that single failure. And since then, he's been doing his all to erase the resistance from existence.
So why didn't he kill me?
That's part of his strategy. He saves himself the trouble, just like the Germans during World War II. They forced Jews in the concentration camps to dig graves not only for themselves, but also for their relatives. No Name has improved the method by making his victims do those things voluntarily and gladly. He finds a poor man at a loss and
gosh.
deludes him, saying he's going to help him. He behaves nicely to him and then persuades him he's doing missions for the resistance. But instead the victim's working on their own destruction, and in the end, they somehow get a bullet in the head. It's the same story every time.
But
my
he wanted me
God.
to find out more about Andorra. In fact, I was searching for information I myself wanted to find.
That suggests even the state doesn't know exactly what Andorra is trying to do. And you happen to fit to its schemes.
Wow. I find that a little interesting that last time I mentioned we read that diary and I mentioned it gave off a very Diary of Anne Frank feeling, and now they're talking about the Jews in World War II in the concentration camps. I feel that's that's kind of a little creepy.
So where's the real Resistance? How can a man like me contact it?
He can't. Either the Resistance contacts you, or you're simply out of luck.
Oh, that
Most
sucks.
people imagine the Resistance as some organization with large secret meetings and legions of members. But that's not true at all. No member of the Resistance knows more than 2 or 3 others. That's where our power lies.
But the state
Makes sense.
often reports defeating large attacks from the Resistance.
That's
I've seen the
bullshit.
places where the fighting took place. There were a number of bodies and remnants of the androids.
Those reports are usually lies.
Knew it.
But you're right. There really are some fights from time to time. But that's not the real Resistance. Usually some people form a group, try to play the Resistance game, and then go to the dogs.
And what do you do then?
Everyone does some mission or task from time to time, but only a few of us really know what it's all for.
And how do you know someone's not manipulating you, too?
We all hope that's not the case. Moreover, several things we did turned out well already. For example, the shifting of the district borders in order to have a good hospital here in the slums.
That was the work of the Resistance? But it was done on the basis of a state's decision, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. That was how it was supposed to look.
Of course, that's what they want you to think.
I'm a little bit confused. I need to clarify it a little. So, Andorra has drawings of some device that uses an unknown technology and is very valuable. They asked Petrenko to help them understand it, and he got to the bottom of the technology after some time.
Mm-hmm.
He found out it's something dangerous and decided he would rather have himself killed than allow someone to get the technology.
Yes,
Bing.
exactly.
Well, but how does the state fit into all this? What kind of technology could it possibly be that everybody is so interested in?
It's hard to say, but one thing is sure. None of them are going to give up easily. Quietly, everyone in their own way will try to gain it for themselves. The state will use the intelligence service. Andorra will invest in research. And Theolex surely won't just sit aside.
Obviously not.
I need to go. So, and they asked Petrenko and decided.
Yes.
Well, but
It's hard to quiet. And Theolex.
Okay.
so, I better go now. But, actually, what am I to do?
I was already starting to think you wouldn't ask. You don't have much to choose from. Either No Name kills you, or you join us, the real resistance.
That's really not much of a choice.
So, it'll be best if you can return home, get some sleep, and, in the morning, do the task No Name gives you. But you'll bring the documents you find to me, here. After that, you'd better not show up at home anymore. In fact, it would be better if you didn't go anywhere near the gates or to the places where you did something tonight. Someone might recognize you, and that would be a problem. No Name probably won't start looking for you right away. He thinks you trust him, but eventually he will realize you fooled him, and he will want your head.
But he gave me the card. He can use it to trace me up.
Keep it for now, or he could start suspecting you. Tomorrow, I'll give you another.
All right. Well, thank you, I think.
You're welcome. We'll be the ones thanking you if you help us figure out what Andorra is planning and what everyone is after.
Okay.
One can tell that Andrea lives hand to mouth. Warms up Andorra corporate food. Blech. I only met one person who liked it, and he's no longer with us.
And
He got promoted to some post in the government district.
what? I'm confused. I thought we were talking about Andy. No, that's Eve. Probably talked about everything. Ooh, what's this? What's this? I can't believe my eyes. What's this? What's this? Damn it! That song always pops in my
Stuff
head.
full of garbage bins, just like everywhere else.
Is
There's
anything-
nothing interesting inside.
Nope. Okay. Down
I'm
to...
not going any further. The staircase doesn't look very solid. This river, I think it's Vltava, has never been too clean. But this, almost no water, and it's full of all kinds of crap.
Vltava? That's a weird spelling. Vltata. Oh, whatever. Alright. To the way away. Squat area. Squat. And I can only go there. Whee! Back home.
Well, it looks like this is the last time I'm sleeping in this apartment. I should enjoy it.
Sleep time.